There are 3 ways to use the Doyon Retarder-Proofer, but all of them involve turning the unit on. So if I'm looking to just proof on this Retarder-Proofer, I'm going to set my toggle to the left, indicating just proof. If I would like to just retard, I would set my toggle to the right, indicating that I would like to just retard. So if I'm doing either of those things, just proofing or just retarding, I can set my toggle to the left here, indicating that I would like a light inside, which I really only need if I'm looking and checking the product. Or I would set the toggle to the middle, indicating I don't need a light because I'm not looking at the product right now and I'm going to save my light bulbs. So before we move into what's on the right side of the toggle, if I'm doing either of those things, if I'm going to just retard, then that is automatically going to be set to 40 degrees, which is an ideal temperature for thawing out product or possibly doing croissants inside if you'd like to as well. So if I'm going to proof, simply just proof, I would use these dials right here to set my temperature. So if I wanted to set my proofing temperature to say 100 degrees, I could turn my dial to maybe a 3.5 to a 4. And then depending on my relative environment, I will have to set the dial on the right accordingly. So for the environment that I'm in Michigan, 100 degrees at about a 3.5 to 4 is going to produce 85% humidity, which is generally desired for a proofing environment. Now to note on this proofing section, the proofer, if used independently, is only going to operate at room temperature above. The proofer alone will not work as a cooling unit. So you can set it to 50, but if your room is 75 degrees, you would have to use the retarding function to be able to get it down. Now, my last option here is the automatic proofing or retarding to proofing feature. So what I would need to do here is I would need to set my toggle over to the right, the one with a timer, and then I would need to set my other toggle over to the right, the other one with a timer. This is indicating that I am going to be using the automatic retarding to proofing mode. So what's going to happen is I'm going to show a demo after this of just how to use the control, and I'm going to set it for around midnight to start retarding. So someone's going to roll product in at about midnight that needs to thaw, and then at 5 a.m. it is automatically going to switch to proof mode, and then by the time I walk in at 5:45 in the morning or 6 a.m., whenever the product is done proofing, it'll already be done and the Retarder-Proofer will still be in the proofing mode. So that is how I would operate it if I wanted to automatically have it switch from retarding to proofing. And then to turn the unit off, it would just be the same way that we turned it on. To set the timer to automatically go from retarding to proofing, you're first going to grab a utensil, any sort of pen or pencil will work, and you're going to press the restore button. Now that's automatically going to restart. If you messed up at any point, you can press that again and it'll just restart from the beginning. So it's going to be blinking the 24-hour, and we're going to press mode to switch it to AM and PM instead of the 24-hour mode. It's just easier to work with. So then we're going to keep it on the PM and select OK. So from there, I'm actually supposed to set the current time. So here, as it is right now, it is 4:22 p.m. So I'm currently on AM. I'm going to keep going up and see how it switches to PM. Now I'm on PM. So I selected my hour. I'm going to press OK, and then I'm going to select my minutes. Then I'm going to press OK. Then it's going to ask me for the day of the week. So currently right now it is Tuesday. So I use the plus arrow to get to Tuesday, back arrow to get to Monday if I wanted. So I'm going to press OK. And now PO1 is going to display. So I'm going to press OK, indicating that I want to set up program 1. Press OK again, and then that's asking me for the time that I would like to start proofing. It is not in 6 hours, it's not in 4 hours. This is the exact time that I want it to proof. So say I'm retarding, and then when I come in the morning, I want to start proofing at 5 a.m. So I'm going to select the down arrow until I get 5 a.m. and then, it'll proof until I come in the morning. So I'm going to press OK. Same thing, it's going to ask me for my day of the week. So I want this to happen on Wednesday because I'm setting it for I'm setting it up on Tuesday for my Wednesday morning. So now program 2 is going to display, and program 2 is just indicating my retarding time. So I'm going to set the time that I want to start retarding. So if I have it starting to proof at 5 a.m., maybe I want it to start retarding at 12 a.m. because someone's going to throw the product in at midnight, and then at 5 a.m. it's going to start proofing. So I'm going to select OK. Select my minutes. Let's say I want 12:03 just for sake. OK. It asks me my day of the week again, so I still want it to start retarding on Wednesday. I'm going to press OK, and then I'm going to press menu to exit the timer. So now what's going to happen is at midnight, or whatever time I set it, it's going to start retarding, and then at 5 a.m. it'll start proofing, and then when I walk in, it'll still be proofing at whatever temperature I have the proofer set to.